I never told anyone, but when I was younger, I had a low self-esteem. I wasn't always confident in myself. I wasn't confident in my own existence. I used to walk around the hallway, sharing my poetry to myself. I wasn't always beautiful. And I know that may be hard to believe, but I didn't always believe. I never shared it with crowds of people. I guess I was too afraid of being judged. I began to write for others because I realized that poetry had the power to save lives. It saved minds. I think it's important that we all find our voices. I found mine. I think it's important that you find yours, that you find yours. We can't let self-esteem or fear hold us back from reaching our ultimate goals. And this is my step. I wasn't always beautiful. And I know that may be hard to believe, but I didn't always believe. Self-esteem wasn't always as high as it may seem. I used to be the ugly duckling. I was a convict to my so-called friends' negative comments. I served a sentence the length of my childhood in the confinement of my own insecurities. Confidence was the size of a mustard seed. Compliments never paid any mind to me. I used to be ugly, y'all. I had a pickle for a nose, hot dogs for lips, and satellites for ears. My peers repeated these insults so much that I found myself beating them to the punch. See, sometimes it's less painful to laugh at the things that hurt you the most. It felt better to believe I was a part of and not a product of the joke. Imagine every letter you ever wrote to your crush being returned with a circle around the word no. I can't count how many times I contemplated wrapping those rejections around my neck and letting go, taking those letters and paper cutting my wrist, but instead, I just bled ink to create poetry, committed suicide in my journal with words, but I survived to recite my story. It took me some time to realize that I was always beautiful, just had to replace the mirror I was looking in, had to erase the cataracts from my iris so I can better see the essence of my self-reflection. It is important that we realize that self-esteem, esteemed by self, never find yourself crippled depending on the crutch of society's acceptance. Never question the pigment of your own perfection, especially when it's so evident. It's no secret. It's no secret that I am full of beauty. I have always possessed this abundance of divinity. I just once was blind, but now I see. Once again, I was always beautiful, but it wasn't until I believed it that everyone else around me began to realize it too. Thank y'all.
Today's show was phenomenal, and we are so thankful that the Chris James could host our Poetry Slam here at McClellan High School. He helped it go along, and he kept the audience energetic. He had his amazing jokes, and his poetry was phenomenal as always.
Thank you for coming out. It was amazing, truly.
Yeah, I really appreciate Chris James coming out today. He made the show something better than it would have been if he hadn't. He really enlightens you to a new aspect of poetry. Some people think of it as some people think it's boring, but he really shows you what it really is.
Phenomenal as all times. He's always, killing it with every word and every verse he gives, and in his performance, period.
We're so glad to have Chris at McClellan. Chris James is a phenomenal poet, artist, writer, actor, director, / whatever else you want to add. He is stupendous and just mad crazy with talent. And I've been enjoying this partnership as a drama teacher here at McClellan, working with Chris, and I'm just looking forward to working with him again in many more projects here at McClellan, and hopefully abroad and even overseas and other places.
I wasn't always beautiful, But it wasn't until I believed it that everyone else around me began to realize it too.